£50 fall.
Biggest fish, mate, in the lake record.
Yeah, that's bubble tail.
Right. Hey, be your love. That's bubble tail.
Yeah. That's pretty big as well.
One and done.
Make sure that tip's tight, Bob. So make sure that you let the tip go slack.
Big enough for me.
Can't bother now. Right?
Don't matter if it's
Keep the rod up high, Bob, so you don't get down in that weed.
So,
So you let them get their heads and dive in it there. That's a stocky.
No. You're well clear now, mate. You can take it easy.
Have some more. Come on, is that all you got? Ah,
Breathing for
baby.
the
Come on. Patch! Come on. Go on, boy. Come on, boy.
You get that?
Yeah. Do some more.
Hurry up then.
Breathing underwater isn't hard. I try deep inside to find you. Breathing for the life I once tried to find. 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 Once tried to find.
Well, how are we all? Hope you're enjoying the video. Just thought I'd do a piece to camera just to give a bit of a story of what occurred. It's alright watching these videos, but there's always a story that goes with it. As you can see, the lads have smashed it. A few nice new P.Bs for some of the group. We had a week booking, Sunday to Friday. So we arrived on the Sunday, met the bailiff in the car park. If you've ever been to Sandhurst, there's always a bailiff to show you on. Make sure you dip your nets, everything. He lets you walk round and then you do your swim draw. This trip I managed to get on the island. Never got on the island before. Been going to Sandhurst since 2020 and then just never come out early enough to get on there. So yeah, went on the island. Yeah, and the fishing was slow to start. The lake's quite weedy at the moment. You know, we had a walk round and the bailiff told us that you'd been fishing hard, only done 7 the week before. They'd had a week on there, the bailiffs, and struggled, and we thought, oh, it's going to be tough, weed. It's good, you know, are they close to spawning or not? Yeah, so the fishing started slow. Yeah, but come Tuesday, a few fish had hit the net, as you can see in the videos. Wednesday, you know, we was on double figures, I think, about 11, 12 fish. But by that time I'd had nothing. I'd had not even a bleep up till Wednesday. And yeah, Thursday morning that all changed. But Wednesday Tuesday, sorry, I was sat there and we had a thunderstorm back home which joined us in the afternoon. Big thunderstorm, load of rain. And when I'm in peg 27, I can see straight across the lake to peg 6. And for about an hour, one after another, fish showing in the weed, close in, like a couple of rod lengths out, all up the margin to 8, all down the tree line of 6 to the car park. I was on the phone to Pitsy, who walked round, and he confirmed, yeah, there was fish there. But he said they didn't look too very big. So I went to bed that night thinking, if I don't have anything, by Wednesday morning, afternoon, I'm moving. I'm going around now. I've seen fish over there. I've fished the peg before. Yeah, I'm gonna blank if I don't move. So yeah, Wednesday morning came, no bites. I'm sat there contemplating. I've got it wrong. Something's wrong. Was it my baiting strategy? Had I put too much in, or was it the weed? Was I not presenting properly? So I'd cast out again with the marker lead just to confirm. Changed it over to the grappling lead, and no, it was all three rods were, they were on different spots, and they were all clean. The rigs were coming back with nothing on, and I was like, no, I'm definitely. So yeah, Wednesday night, yeah, I just, I'm staying in my, if I blank, I've tried. So Thursday morning, that all changed. Early hours of Thursday, I think about 9 o'clock, Russ in the secret swim, peg 1. I'd caught patch at 42 pound. I've had that fish myself personally. It was a PB previous to this trip. Lovely common. 7 hours later, Steve in Pipes has caught the same fish, patch again, 42 pound, as you would have seen in this video. Yeah, and then about 7 o'clock for me, my first take. Lay in bed, 2 bleeps, and then I could just hear the clutch starting to tick away. Tick, 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 tick. Walked down to the rods, lifted into it, felt like a good fish from the off. Plodded around, and you could feel it in the weed. So I was peg 27, slopes down to the rods. So I started walking back, trying to get height on this fish. And after about 10-15 minutes, it surfaced about 3-4 rod lengths out. I could tell it was a common. Looked at it, and thought, oh, 30 pound common, I'll take that all day long. Saves a blank, nice fish. Slips it into the net, puts the rod down, bit of weed in the net, pulls back, looks in, the fish uprighted itself, and it just, the width of it. And I knew straight away that what I'd caught was bubble tail. I could just tell, you'd previously been at like 49 pounds something, 48 maybe. So yeah, secured it in the net, got my phone, rang Pitsy the other side of the lake. Mate, I think I got bubble tail. And at this time in the morning, the trip was doing early morning bites. Between 7 and 8 was bite time. So the call went round, thinking, oh, we've got this, very special fish in the net. And fair play to the group, 11 of us, all wound in, on bite time, which, is brilliant. A couple of lads up to this point were blanking, and to wind in and come and join me and, see what weight he was going to go. Taking the big carp buzz moment was really nice of the boys, and I really appreciate that. I fished some syndicates where I could have caught that and been on my own and not had a moment like that with it. So yeah, boys come over, done weighed it, and as you'll see in a minute in the follow on in the video, it was history has been made at Sandhurst. The first carp ever to go 50 pound in Sandhurst, which means a lot in itself. I grew up watching the thinking tackles with Danny Fairbrass, Gaz Fairham, fishing likes of Sandhurst, Adam Penning. I've seen a few Leon videos, some good anglers have fished this lake over the years, and to cement my name in a bit of history, first 50 pounder from Sandhurst, Yateley area, there's some special lakes around this area of Yateley. Yeah, and it meant a lot to have the lads with me who have done some superb photos, video content, which you'll see in a minute, which is brilliant. Prior to this trip, we've been fishing this lake since 2020. We have our yearly booking, 1 week. We fished it in 2020, caught some good fish. I fished pipes, I had a good session for our first time. It was real good. And then from there, every trip we've had one of the 18. You know, we've had patch out a couple of times, we've seen the armadillo, drop scale, Pitsy caught a special fish nigers. Yeah, we've had it all. Mozza joined us last year for a trip through John Scott. You know, he come on our group. I know Mozza quite well now. Yeah, and if you've seen Carp Flicks, or even if you haven't, he caught armadillo at £40 an ounces and backed it up with pinhead. So yeah, prior to this trip, we all said, we was in the cafe talking, we'd like to catch a fish. If we're going to catch a big one, let it be one we haven't seen, you know, one we haven't seen on the bank. And this time it was my turn, and yeah, nailed bubble tail at PB bursting £50 4 ounces. The follow on now will yeah, it just blows me away when I watch it all again. Yeah, so the lads come round, we've done the photos, celebrations, hugs, all a bit emotional. Down in Budweiser's at 7 AM was not ideal. It was not the one, but it's what you do, innit? That's why we get the rods out, you know. You put all that time in to catch a fish, and then you go and catch fish for a lifetime. Is the buzz. So yeah, a few of the lads had left, gone back to their swims. You know, it's still bite time by now. You know, 8 o'clock could, you know, 8 hours past. There could be one lurking around for them. Craig stayed behind for a bit because Craig's as passionate about fishing as I am, and he realises what I've just achieved, what has just been caught. And we sat there for 20 minutes just, you know, just in awe of what's happened and in a bit of a shock, really. So yeah, Craig left, went back to his swim. I sat there and contemplated, what do I do? Where do I go now? You know, I've caught the biggest fish in the lake. Shall I wind in the rest of the rods and just go and chill with the boys? You know, cups of tea, a few beers and some nice food. But the carp angler in me was just saying, could I catch it? Could I brace it? Got one night left. All or nothing, really. So yeah, that was the decision. Baited the spots back up. You know, I wasn't going mad. But you know, when you catch that fish after not having one for so many nights, yeah, it is definitely a mindset. So yeah, rods went back out, sweet, lovely. There was a couple of fish caught through the night. I think Russ had a few in peg 1. Yeah, early morning came. It was about 6:30. Could have been a bit earlier, 6, 6:30. Bailiff was there. It was our last morning, and I'd had a take. Yeah, and yeah, what a fight. This fish was like, you know, it fought better than the 50-pounder. And it was a 20-25 minute battle in the weed, not in big weed beds, but you could tell the resistance was in. And yeah, 20-25 minutes, and bundled this fish into the net. It's breaking light now at this time, but I still had the head torch on, and I shone the head torch into the net, and what lay there just blew me away. It was a mirror, and a very good one at that, and I was like, there's no way I've just braced this 50-pound common with a 40-pound mirror. So yeah, I weighed it myself, put it in the sling, made the phone call round to Craig. You know, we've got to be off by 9. Could you come round and do the photos? Bailiff had come round. We got it out on the net, on the mat, and there's a few mirrors in there, and I didn't recognise this one. I don't know all of them in there, and at first glance, when I see it in the net, when I caught it, I thought it was a fish called clover. And then the bailiff come round, and we got it on the mat, and he tried to confirm, and he said, I think it's a new 40. So with that, you can name them, and I was thinking of names and everything, and Craig had come round in that by that time, and Pitsy. We'd done some photos, started to pack up, happened to bump into the bailiff again, and he confirmed it wasn't a new 40, it was a fish called Phoenix. very rare visitor to the bank, and it broke a mirror PB. I don't know if you do PBs for each species, but I do. It was a PB mirror for me at £44.5, and yeah, to get 2 bites, my only 2 bites for the trip. You know, some of the lads had caught 7, 8. Up to the point I had the common, the £50 common, we were on 16 fish for the group. Yeah, and to watch lads, you know, they've had 16 fish, and I usually wade in with my few fish, but this trip it just didn't happen. But these 2 bites just blew me away. Yeah, it's very emotional. You'll see now on the rest of the video of this epic common. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a good year angling. That's why we get the rods out. I hope you catch fish your dreams. I'd like to thank everyone that's messaged me personally, from the likes of Jamie at J Precision, who I use his hooks. You know, I wouldn't use any other hook at the moment. DNA, you know, I've used their bait for a few years now, and I've used them all. S7 and the Bug is my main 2. But Steve Carey, Paul, thanks for the congratulations and the messages and the posts you put up about it. Voodoo Leads for the leads, thank you again. Yeah, means a lot. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and tight lines for the rest of the year for yourselves. If you'd like to like and subscribe our page as well while you're on here on YouTube. We fish all around the country if we can. You know, we've got trips hopefully booked next year for Ashbury fisheries. You know, we try and, you know, we're no big media team, but we put a few videos together to show you the fish that we catch that are in there that you maybe might want to visit one day. But anyway, that's enough waffle for me. Enjoy the rest of the video. It means a lot to me. Enjoy.
That's the big egg bucket.
This is wide as fuck now. It's not long, it's just wide.
That's bubble tail.
Hey, be your love. That's bubble tail, 100%.
Yeah. Fucking hell. That's a 50 mate. She's big as well.
It's fucking big.
That's good to play, mate.
Oh, one and done.
You're fucking depth of it.
That is one. That's bubble tail.
It's patch. Fucking hell, got some meat on there.
Fished up already in the island. Fucking buzzing my teeth. Fished up already in the island. Fucking buzzing my teeth. David. Go on.
50 pound 4. 50 pound 4, I said. Stop it, look at me. Fucking God.
Try and upright him a little bit. Oh my god, that's a fucking... Right, turn to me slightly. Oh my god. Bit more.
That's definitely the angle. Right?
You just farted, Dave. It's linked to your wagering or what?
Fucking hell, it's heavy.
I'm ready, mate.
Go in a minute, dude. I'll have to ring in just in case.
Pitsy ready for Dave's PB. Someone filming it?
Yeah, I got 2 videos going.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck!
Mentioned it. Biggest fish mate in the lake. Lake record. There's 2 voices in there. quite a leathery, got a few scales on his tail. It's 4, 4, 5. Yeah. Well, I thought it was one and done, and after it was one of 2 for him.
Yeah.
I was saying about when we had, what's his name there? When we were talking about it, I think it was
No. And then scales.
You want to take a quick stuff on the map, do you?
yeah, let me just do a quick picture of that then, just to make sure.
You want to know the as well or not?
Yeah.
That second one, that's that into there. That's 30 volts, that was long.
It's more slopey headed.
Yeah. I don't think it's clover though.
It's not clover, he showed me a photo of the scales on it.
Yeah.
There'll be a new one that comes through the ranks.
What's the 40 gap? Yeah,
Oh well, have it as a mystery one. Call it mystery for now, Dave. You'll know before we go anyway, won't you?
If I put this thing on the map, I'll drag it right there again.
Yeah.
You got a fish in there, mate?
I'd like to know what it was though. So I can say its name, but I can't. Is clover a pinhead, gaffer, or a...
Not clover.
Definitely not clover.
Yeah. Trap pits.
Ready, Dave?